Hello friends, my name is Irene, thank you for being with me here, and today I want to talk about all books I've read in the month of September. September was a very successful reading month for me. I read 6 books, and from these 6 books, 3 of them were 5-star reads. One of them was a 4-star read, and 2 of them were 3-star reads. So I think it's excellent. I think mainly it happened because I've read a lot of books in my favorite genre, in mystery thriller genre, but still I think it's a victory. Let's talk about all books in chronological order. And the first book I've read, I took it from the library and I've returned it, so I'll show you this book here. These are The Maidens by Alex Michaelides. I didn't enjoy this book. It was 3-star read, but most of the time of the reading it was 2-star read for me. This is a story of Mariana, who is a psychotherapist. She is a group therapist, and she got a phone call from her niece, but you know, she was like a mother figure for her niece, that something happened in the college where she is studying in Cambridge, and her roommate was killed. And so Mariana came to this campus to live with Zoe and to support her during this hard time. And also she began to investigate all the things because Zoe accused one of the professors called Edward Fosca in this murder, because she said that he had sexual relationships with the victim. And so Mariana decided to investigate it a little bit by herself, because she is highly invested in Zoe and wanted, you know, to protect her. In this video you'll hear about 2 books from with the perspective from the psychotherapist, and I disliked both because I think I don't like psychotherapists as the main protagonists, because I cherish psychotherapists as a profession very highly, and I want to believe that all people who are therapists, they are doing the great job, they put their heart in it, and you know, they are very skillful, because their work is very, very important. And in both these books, psychotherapists are very troubled people who definitely need help for themselves, because they have hallucinations or, I don't know, lots of problems. Mariana has lots of problems in her head, and she put all of them onto this investigation. And I just think that she can't be a therapist. I mean, she can't. She is not capable in this. And also she is not capable in this investigation. It's more a thriller than a mystery, because nothing she investigates helps the police, so she is not like very skillful investigator. And I was very bored by this book. I was so bored. I have no interest in Mariana's private life, her problems, her dead husband, her hallucinations, her bad dreams, all of this stuff. And I can't relate to her, and it's not relatable to the mystery. So I just thought all the time, why are you telling me this? Like, I do not care at all. The reason I gave this book 3-star and not 2-star is because the author tricked me, and the murderer is not the one who I suspect to be. It's funny because during the whole book, author give us clues or hints that there is one other guy that can be a murderer, but no one suspects him all the way. And I thought, okay, no one suspects him, but at the end he will be the murderer because it's clear that he is. But no, he is not. And I mean, nobody but me suspected him, so I thought myself, yeah, like a fool. Do I really saw these hints that author tried to give me, or did I imagine them? Whatever. What is good about this book? The atmosphere. Cambridge, campus, dark academia vibe, all the stuff. What is bad about this book? Everything else, but mainly the main protagonist. I hate her with my whole heart, and she bored me almost to death. So do not recommend, but gave 3 stars to author for tricking me. Then I've read The Murder of Roger Ackroyd by Agatha Christie. This is the 4th of Hercule Poirot mysteries that I'm trying to read in order. And this is my favorite so far, and this is one of my favorite Poirot mysteries. I've read them all in Russian back in my school, so I know the plot. And this is like the plot in here is tricky, because once you know who the murderer is, you will never ever forget this. Like this book, it can't really be read 2 times or 3 times, because you can't forget who is the murderer. But it is so fun to see where the author give you little clues about it. I liked it very much. This is my like one of my 3, maybe 5 favorite Agatha Christie novels, and it was my big pleasure to read this. I liked it very much. We are hearing in this book from the point of view of Dr. Shepherd, who lives in this small village, and where everyone knows each other, and there is this huge house in this village where Roger Ackroyd lives, and he lives with a bunch of relatives who don't like him very much, and some people work for him, there are servants, all the stuff. And one day Dr. Shepherd have a call that Roger Ackroyd is killed. So he rushed to the house, and no one knows nothing about this. I mean, Roger Ackroyd is in his room and nobody saw him, but nobody knows that he's killed, but he is. And Hercule Poirot is a retired detective in this novel, who is living next door to Dr. Shepherd. And Roger Ackroyd's niece asked him to investigate this, because the main suspect is her fiancé, who just disappeared. So he is nowhere to be found, and everybody suspects him to be a murderer. And so Hercule Poirot begin to investigate this, and that's a lot of fun. I like this book very much, and yeah, this is one of my favorites. Of course, this is 5 stars. This is one of my favorite Poirot novels. Then I've read The Sun by Philip Meyer. I gave this book 5 stars. This is historical fiction about Texas, about the history of Texas, told in 3 different timelines. So we have 1849, where Eli McCullough is taken by Native Americans, by Comanches tribe, and his mother and sister were killed, and his brother was killed also, and he was taken and adopted by this tribe. And then we hear from his son Peter in early 20th century, and also from his great-granddaughter Jean Marie, I think, from the end of 20th century. So we have, through the eyes of these 3 people, all of them, like Eli McCullough is like a core of this novel. He's the main person in there, and through his life and through the life of people around him, we can see the history of Texas, how it evolved, the circle of blood and death that tie all them together. This is phenomenal novel. I liked it very much. I made a separate review for it, and I will link it in the bottom so you can go and see it. Then I had this little project of mine where I decided to read first novels from 3 mystery detective series, and decide to which series I want to read right now, and which two I want to read later. And I've read 3 books. So first was Blue Monday by Nikki French. This is the first book in Frida Klein series, and I gave it 3 stars. I'm sorry to say this. I know this series is loved by many people, and it's quite good. The main protagonist here is Frida Klein. Frida Klein is a psychotherapist, and you can see a thread here, who one day the man came to her, and the man has different problems, but one of the most important ones, he has dreams. He has dreams about his son he does not have. This red-haired boy that he wants dearly to have, and his wife can't have children right now, and also she's frightened but the power his desire to have this particular boy. And then a few days later, Frida saw in newspapers that one boy gone missing, a red-haired boy, very close to the one that her client told her about. So she went to the police and told them that maybe it's a coincidence, but my client has these dreams about this person. There are 2 missing persons in here, 20-something years in between them. So there are 2 cases that they try to solve because they joined it. What I did like in this book, I liked the vibe of it. It was very intense, but also cozy, and Frida is surrounded by lots of good people. All of them have very bright personalities, and all of them support her dearly. And this is just fun to read because you have this group of friends that support each other, which is always fine. What I did not like about this book. First, I didn't like Frida as a main protagonist. I have the same problem. This is the psychotherapist who goes to the police talking about her client dreams. Like, really? You have to make your work like a safe place for your clients, and you do not supposed to go there, because police goes to his wife and ask her about these dreams of him, and she's like, do you have these dreams, honey? I mean, it's so weird that psychotherapists started all this. I don't think it's professional. Second, I don't think that the mystery glued together evenly. I think it's a bumpy ride, and I do not believe author in all aspects. Also, there is one more thing in here which is in the core of this novel. I can't spoil it, which I do not like in mysteries because I think it's cheating. And also I do not think that it's not scientifically proved, and so it's just done not very good here. And if you read this novel, it's the reason why he is seeing these dreams, like why he saw these dreams now and why he saw them 20-something years ago. The reason of it is so dumb, foolish, sorry. Overall, it was enjoyable, it was fun, for me it was silly because I didn't believe author, but the vibe of it I liked very much. I want to read more of this author, but definitely not now because I didn't like it as a mystery. So yeah, 3 stars, sorry. Next I read In the Woods by Tana French. And this book is the first novel in a Dublin Murder Squad, I think, mystery series. This is a series that have separate novels that are not connected with the one protagonist, but some people make appearance in other novels. So it's interconnected, but not really. Here we have a detective, Rob Ryan, and his partner and best friend, Casey Maddox, she's also a detective in this mystery murder squad, who have this case of a little girl murdered and found on the archaeological dig site near the woods in suburban Dublin. And the main important thing is that Rob Ryan has a past. In 1984, when he was like 10 or something like that, he and his two friends lived near the same woods, so in the same village that this body was found right now. And they went to the woods one day, and his friends were never found. There was a boy and a girl, but he was found. His sneakers were covered in blood, and he remembered nothing at all. So that mystery was never solved. His friends were never found, and he had this mysterious part that nobody but Casey knows from his workspace. So he returned to the same woods where he had this strange case of his missing friends 20 or 30 years ago. And now he needs first to find the murderer of this little girl, and second to fight with his own demons, because he has no memory about what happened there, but a lot of fear about it. I gave it 5 stars, but I want to say that it is marketed wrong. It's definitely not a murder mystery. It's a psychological thriller with paranormal element. And knowing this, you will accept this book much better, because the psychology of Rob Ryan and, of all the things around him and of a murderer is brilliant. Like, you read this book, you are so invested in this. The friendship between Rob and Casey, how it went and how it was ruined, and his very troubled past and the problems he has in his head, and also not the murder mystery like usual with clues and all the stuff, but the psychology of it. So all interviews with all suspects and with all neighbors and with all relatives, it's very important in this book, and there are clues in these interviews, and it's very, very good. And also I was emotionally so invested in Rob and Casey and their work and their life. I was heartbroken in the end. But if you think that all, like in Hercule Poirot novels, all mysteries will be solved and all clues will be found, no, it will not be like that. Not all mysteries will be solved. But still, it's a brilliant book, and I want to read all of these mysteries, but I do think it's very hard. It will be very hard for me emotionally to read all of them one by one, because I was trash after reading this book. I liked it very much, but I was so upset after reading this. So I just don't know. I do think that I will read this maybe one in 3 months, just to ease the effect a little bit for me, but still highly recommend. Love this book very much. In the Woods by Tana French, 5 stars. And the last book I've read this month was Still Life by Louise Penny. I gave this book 4 stars. I read it as an audiobook, and I highly recommend this because the murder takes place in Quebec, which is French-Canadian part. So there are a lot of French words in here and French names and all, and it's better to hear this than to read. I liked it very much, and what I liked about this, the small village vibe, where everyone knows each other and all are suspects, and you can't suspect anyone because they're close friends to each other. I liked the figure of the main protagonist, Inspector Armand Gamache, is very likable, very deep, and the psychology of this book also is very good. Also, it's very cozy. This is a very autumnal book. there are burning red maples, and there is Canadian Thanksgiving in this book with all the food and fireplaces and beautiful woods and people trying to get cozy in their houses. This book is very close to Midsummer Murders Mystery TV series in vibe. Like, vibes are the same, but this is like more Canadian, so it's colder and the weather is more rural. I like this very much. And it was emotional, but not that emotional. I was not that invested in the characters that I can't put down this book and I can't eat or, you know, all this stuff. So I definitely will prolong with this one. There are, I think, 15 in the series, and I think it's great. I really want to prolong this and to read more of this. So this is 4 stars, but still this will be the one I will continue for now. And Tana French, little by little, because it's too much for me. So this was my September. I think it's great. I read a lot of great books. I had lots of fun, and I'm happy to continue with reading mystery thrillers, but maybe some other books too. Also, I want to tell that BookTube Prize winners were announced this weekend. And Hamnet by Maggie Farrell won the first place. And I am not that happy with this choice, and I was fairly disappointed in it. I can't say that I liked Hamnet that much, but overall it's a wonderful prize, and I was very proud and very honored to take part in it this year. And yeah, I think we can all celebrate this BookTube community prize, that it's wonderful, and there will be registration for next year. I do not know will I take part in this next year or not. This year was a little bit too hard for me. Maybe I will, but during the finals and semi-finals, not in the early parts of this BookTube prize, but we'll see. On this, I want to end this video. Thank you very much. Give me likes and subscribe if you care, and I will see you in the next video.